Good afternoon and welcome to Real Chicks Rock Presents Real Discussions. I am your host, Michelle Dawsberg, and as always, I'm super excited to be here. I got company today. I got somebody on the left and on the right today. I'm super excited, and it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood here in Atlanta. It is fall, right? I think first day of fall is happening this week, right? Thursday on the 21st, and so we're starting to feel a little Christmas. It's a little crisp in the morning, and then it's still hot in the afternoon, but the days have been beautiful. Funny how it's been so nice after House in the Park.
Right.
After the rain, right? After we had that rain on House in the Park. Today, my topic today is all through the lens. But before I get into that, I want to welcome all of our new listeners. Thank you so much. And all our returning supporters. Thank you so much for checking us out. But let me give you a little background about what Real Chicks Rock is all about. We're all about creatively collaborating and connecting and raising awareness regarding issues that impact women. We do that by way of community service, public speaking, mentoring, and the arts. For those of you guys that have been with us, we have been doing this particular platform. This is our 7th season, and I could have not done 7 seasons of this without Status Network. Thank you so much for supporting me, guys, and doing this every first and third Sunday at 2 p.m. So like I said, today's topic is all through the lens, and I have 2 gentlemen that were extremely busy 2 weeks ago, extremely, because we were just talking in the green room or blue room shenanigans, if you will, like just kind of estimating how many people might have been in House in the Park last week. It's safe to say it was thousands of people on those tennis courts and throughout the park. And I have these 2 guys that do just phenomenal work, not only with House in the Park, but just events throughout the Atlanta metropolitan area and abroad. And so, again, the topic is all through the lens, and I have Demetrius Williams and David Slocomb. Hi, gentlemen.
What's going on?
Good to be here.
It's good to have you guys. Listen, I know you guys are very busy. First of all, thank you for what you do from a community perspective. Every time you guys show up, you know, you take excellent, beautiful pictures, and the turnaround time, let me just say that, is phenomenal. It feels like by the time I go to bed and wake up in the morning, you guys are posting what you had captured the night before, the day before. So thank you. First of all, thank you so much. And I have been blessed to be in your lens at least once or twice. So thank you for capturing me. Yeah, I appreciate it. He's like, Let me get right into it. Let me start. David, where are you from?
Raised in the West Side, Atlanta.
Is that right? Yeah? Okay. All right. You, Demetrius, where are you from?
I claim Atlanta, but I was born in Rochester, New York. And I've been here since age 4.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right. Atlanta's been good to you guys, I take it, because you've been here all this time.
We're not going to talk ages.
No, we're not going to talk ages, but I'm sure being here, as long as you've seen the change and the expansion and the growth, and it's getting crowded, and now we're telling people don't come. We don't need anybody. We full. We full. We don't need any. We don't need any. So being here, I guess this is the next question. When did you guys get interested in photography? Demetrius, I'll start with you. When did the light bulb go off for you?
It was on, off, on.
Okay,
So,
okay.
I grew up in a photography household. My father was a photographer.
Okay.
So I grew up helping him. In middle school, I was at nightclubs with him, shooting Deion Sanders' birthday parties and stuff like that. And then I kind of lost interest, enlisted in the Navy, and I regained that interest as I traveled. So just capturing places that I never thought I would, be able to return to.
Okay.
And then that progressed to me capturing people. My favorite subject is just
It's people.
People.
Yeah, you do a good job of that. David, how about it for you? When did the light bulb in you wanting to pursue photography hit you?
Well, like Demetrius said, I grew up not necessarily in a photography family, but I remember seeing my father pulling out the old trusty Polaroid. Doing holiday.
You aged yourself on that one, David.
I did. Pulling out the Polaroids for the Christmas dinners and Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And then they kept giving me cameras. I got the Polaroid one step.
Oh, that was nice.
I went to the Minolta Maxim.
Nice.
Right. Yep. But it wasn't until I think it was like 2012. I was working downtown and I was a dispatcher for this company downtown, and one of the operatives in the field was like, "We have a zebra running loose through the city." I'm like, so I'm thinking that he's crazy.
Right,
but
right.
Actually, the circus was in town.
Okay.
And one of the zebras got loose.
Oh man.
And I happened to have a little point and shoot, and I was at the dispatch desk, and I'm just itching. And he's like, okay, yeah, you see it on the screen.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's coming down Peachtree, which is gonna be right past my office. My supervisor said, go ahead. And I followed him, and I got the picture that was just on the. So it was the only picture that was used in the AJC that year.
Wow. Wow.
So then from there, I kind of slacked off for a while.
You were off and on too?
Yeah,
like
I was.
Demetrius,
I
like the
was.
off and on switch? Okay.
And then it was not until Atlanta had what they call Wednesday Wind Down.
Mm-hmm.
I miss it so much.
Me too. I miss it too.
Yeah.
I miss it too.
And I had a point and shoot at that time too.
Yeah.
And I was taking a picture, and I showed this one guy that was singing.
Right.
A picture I had taken. He said, "Yeah, Facebook friend me." I'm
Yes.
like, okay, so he posted it. He said, "Man, my wife loves this picture."
Wow.
He's like, "What are you doing next Sunday?" I'm like, "Nothing." He said, "I'm singing for Sisters Only."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay, cool." He said, "I introduced you to my wife." So I got there, and he said, "Let me introduce you to my wife, who turns out to be V103's Wanda Smith."
Wow.
She said, "Hold on." She gave me all access pass.
Yes.
Band. So
yes.
I think I shot Fantasia when she was just getting started.
Yeah.
El DeBarge, a host of
And it just grew.
that grew into my love for concert photography.
Okay. Okay. But I want to ask you, what possesses you to even walk with the point and shoot? Why did you always have a camera? Just in case?
It just felt right.
Good answer.
It felt
Okay.
right. It's like some people will carry, like nowadays they'll carry their Palm Pilot or their iPads.
It just felt right. Yeah. Same for you, Demetrius? Same thing for you?
Pretty much. I always say you never know when a photo shoot's going to break out.
Exactly.
Is
Or
that
you never
right?
know when there's going to be some outlandish something going on in any of these streets where you're just like, oh, boom, right there with it.
Is that what you're typically looking for? What do you see through the lens? What are you looking for when you hold up your camera?
Well, to tell the truth, with me, it's just everyday life.
Okay.
Sometimes I used to say some of the most mundane daily occurrences can become beautiful images. So it's, just seeing people go about their life every day. You know me as the candid shooter, so
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah.
So just catching people doing what they do naturally.
Demetrius has caught me with my mouth open more times than not. Maybe I'm chewing gum or I'm in the middle of a sentence, and he just walks by, and he just he's
He's
not.
gotten me a couple
Yeah,
times, right.
You know, he just goes by and just does it. I'm like, no bueno. Same for you. What is it for you, David, when you hold up that camera? What is it that you're looking for to capture?
This may actually sound strange, but when I'm looking at something, I let the image dictate how it wants to be shot.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I can see an image. Well, Demetrius shoots still like candid shots. Now I've gotten into portraits, lifestyles, headshots, and besides concerts. So as I'm looking through the viewfinder, I can say, okay, that'll look better as black and white.
Yeah.
You know, and especially if you do doing the 2020 pandemic year,
Right.
when I got back out into shooting, I was shooting a lot of the protests that was going on.
Yeah.
I had to switch from portrait photographer into a photojournalist. Therefore, most of my pictures were in black and white because
Okay.
it's more powerful and impactful. When you see a picture of a protester holding a sign,
Yeah.
there was an image of when John Lewis was lying in state.
Yes.
I'm like, I want to get that shot that's possibly going to be on Time magazine, right? So I'm walking through the queue line and everything, and I got to where his coffin was, and they were pushing us along. But as I was leaving, there was his coffin with an armed soldier standing next to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shot it. It didn't make Time magazine,
But it was a good shot. It was a great shot.
It's a once in a lifetime.
It was a beautiful
Right.
shot.
Yeah,
It was a
I
beautiful
love it.
shot. And you said something interesting I want to ask about that. Your photography picked up during the pandemic?
Well, no, I put it this way: my style picked up.
Okay, okay.
I didn't shoot for almost 19 months.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
But during that time, I learned a lot of stuff, especially with Photoshop and studying tutorials on how to do headshots.
Yes.
Lifestyles, portraits, and stuff like that.
Right,
So
right.
once I got back out into shooting very carefully, then I was able to put on what I had learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing because people will say during this pandemic they reinvented themselves.
Exactly.
They
Yes.
went in one way and they came out another. A lot of people had no idea they would be more in an entrepreneurial space or more of a creative space. So by no means, by me asking that question, is that a bad thing? I think it was an opportunity for people to grow. And I've seen your personalized portrait shots right over that Skyline Bridge in Atlanta, and it's not too far from that Auburn Avenue, Jackson Street Bridge. And I was driving, and my son was in the car, and I was like, I know that guy. That's David. And it was a beautiful woman that you were taking a picture of. And then when you posted it, I was like, wow, that's the money shot. Yeah. That is the money shot. So your work is phenomenal, especially in that regard.
I've been in the business now a little over 12 years.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm in several photography groups on Facebook, and I have this one unofficial mentor.
Okay.
Right. He's like, David, I love your concert pictures. He's like, but you are so much more than just a concert photographer.
I think so.
And I don't know if Demetrius can attest to that, but we are very critical of our own work.
Right. Right. All creatives are.
Oh my God.
Everybody is.
I
really.
do not like my work.
Ooh.
Right. But he's like, David, come on, you can do so much better than that. So then when I started doing portraits, he said, that's what I've been trying to tell you.
Yeah, your work is good. You take good pictures of me at over the shoulder at House in the Park. I was like, oh, that's a nice picture. So for you, Demetrius, what is it for you? You travel a lot. Has that always been a thing, you wanting to travel and capture pictures?
It has, actually.
Okay.
So I've always been somewhat of a solo traveler. I've always loved to travel. And like David said, pandemic,
Yes.
I think it sat a lot of us down, and we had time to kind of think. And fortunately for me, as you know, I left the corporate world a couple years before the pandemic.
did,
So I was already, in that space.
Right.
But when I had time to actually sit and not have a lot of clients, etc., I started reinventing, like David said, my retreats, which at the time I was only doing Cuba, but I've expanded to different countries.
Which I didn't know anything about, but go ahead.
But right. That's why we come together right now. Hey, over me. Okay, go ahead, sir.
But yeah, so you sit down, you get a chance to go over images that have been sitting on your hard drive for years, that have just been sitting and sitting and sitting. So, go and sort of play with those images some. It's something that David said sort of struck a chord, because I think when I first began, you used to be told to specialize in one or two forms of photography. Concentrate on one thing, be the best at it. It's never been me. It's like I just like taking pictures.
Right.
So whatever I photograph, is, do what it do with it. So yeah.
Anybody that's your favorite that you've captured, or that's too difficult to say?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Huh?
That's a good question.
It's a lot of beautiful people out here.
Yeah. As far as entertainer.
Yes, you can give me that.
Well, as far as a singer entertainer, Layla Hathaway.
Okay.
Love Layla.
You love her
Hathaway.
doing her.
Love Layla Hathaway.
Yeah.
But one event, one event that stands out is, so I believe in putting it out into the atmosphere.
Okay.
All right, speak it. So, 2019, I'm like on Facebook. Anybody got connections with Tyler Perry?
Right. Okay.
All right. So the next week, I have a fellow photographer that lives, I think, in Texas. He hit me up. He said, "Look, David, I'm coming to town. I'm double booked. Can you take one of my gigs?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." He said, "Cause I want to shoot the Hip Hop Awards," which I was not completely thrilled about.
Right.
He said, "Can you shoot Tyler Perry Studios
There
opening
you go. Wow.
red carpet?"
There we go.
I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So I can say that out of, I think from the list I saw, there was like maybe 30 still photographers on the list. The criteria was to be at this point before 2 o'clock.
Right.
To get your media pass.
Right.
I was there
Oh, that's me,
early.
12 o'clock.
Right.
Okay.
But
Okay.
then it ended up only being 12 photographers, still photographers.
Really?
So I was blessed. A week later, I get an email from Tyler Perry's studio.
Yes.
Can you please come in? You've been approved to shoot the opening party for Sisters and the Oval.
Wow.
And then I sat right next
Yes.
to Tyler. So,
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah. So speaking into your existence.
Speak it into your existence. I was practicing that this morning, so I'm looking for some things to happen this week because I was practicing that this morning. Let me ask you this. Why Layla?
She was actually the very first,
Okay.
besides the guy at Wednesday Wine Down, but she was my
Yes.
first concert
Yeah?
at Variety Playhouse. And I mean, who can't be a fan of her father?
I know.
Donny Hathaway, really?
I know.
But then she has such a beautiful spirit.
She does.
Her soul and her vocals are phenomenal.
Yeah.
So,
I saw you at work at the Maple House Theater for Robert Glassberg and
yeah.
Layla. You were taking some really great pictures, and then the animation from the crowd in between and all that. But yeah,
that's why I get my high with concerts and then
Yeah.
watching
the people,
audience.
the people, they really get into it. Do you have a favorite for you since you travel? Is there a favorite country or city that you like to capture? You took some beautiful pictures from Morocco. Is that
Yeah, but so I'm going to answer both questions.
okay?
Artist, Janelle Monáe.
Ooh,
Yeah.
very nice, Demetrius.
She's flawless. And her light, whoever does her lighting, flawless.
Wow.
Every time. And Barack Obama. But travel.
Did he slide that in? Did he get the president? Did he get the former president of the United States? Is that what you're saying here?
By the way,
He said,
Oh,
let me answer both questions. You ain't gonna give me a pass on that. And then let me hit you with this.
But no, location-wise, Cuba.
Okay. Why Cuba?
Cuba it's like I don't know. As soon as you arrive, it's just like
You catch a vibe.
you catch a vibe. They
Yeah.
love us. Governments don't get along, but the people love us.
I know that's right. I want to go.
Yeah, it's and the architecture. It's like basically time is frozen. 50s. Everybody truly
cars.
drives those old cars, and they keep those things running. The buildings. I mean, they look like they're on the brink of crumbling, but it's all so beautiful. So beautiful. So yeah.
Any place you want to go you haven't been yet? I know there's a bunch. I see you taking pictures of the pyramids, and is that too typical, or you're looking for the things that we don't typically see?
People.
Just the people.
The people. I just thought about a place the other day that. Oh, you know what? Putting it out there, manifesting. So I'd always wanted to go to Bahia. Bahia, Brazil.
Yes.
So that is the cradle of Afro-Brazilian culture.
Nice.
Brazil. So now I have a retreat going there.
Now you're going there. Is
So-
David going too? What's going on?
I mean, that's up to
You're
him,
going to give
man.
him them? Okay,
It's
so
in March.
you're going to
It's in
give him
March.
all the
So,
details.
Right.
And so how has these retreats have been? Tell us a little bit about that, Demetrius. So these retreats are what? They're photographers, avid people that like photography. Like how does one get in?
It's a mix.
Okay.
Professional, amateur, or enthusiast.
Okay.
As long as you're willing to pick up a camera other than a camera phone,
Yeah.
learn about some of the settings, learn to take better photos. It's my way of getting people to places where they would normally not think they'd be able to
Okay.
go.
Okay.
And along the way, I do photo challenges during the day, pretty much each day. Mm-hmm. Of course, we take in the culture. I really believe in immersing oneself in the culture of wherever you're going. So it's not no 5-star resort type deal.
Right,
You're
right.
staying among the people.
Okay.
But I'm not going to have you in the hood either.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know. But I'm going to ask you this because there are some enthusiasts. You know, the smartphone, God bless it, right? We all have different phones with us today. But people can take some really good pictures on their smartphone. I am not one of them. I'm learning to get better. But there's settings and filter and non-filter and all that. But for people that really feel like they can be an enthusiast or take it to the next level, do you recommend a particular camera that they should start off with? Anything
really.
doesn't really matter what they get in their hands?
No, I tell people it doesn't even have to be a DSLR. It can be a point and shoot camera.
A point and shoot. Is that just a typical
Just
without a
right,
nose?
Yeah,
It's
without
Right?
the-
It's not that
just
fancy
lens.
schmancy.
And,
It's
but
something that my mom could use.
Yeah, and my
All
thing
right.
is just try to get one where you can set it to manual and
Okay.
play with the settings.
Okay.
Because, if you're able to do it, because I learned on the Kodak Easy, well, I actually learned on film, but once digital came into play, I learned digital on a Kodak Easy Share, set in manual.
I remember that.
So by the time I got my professional cameras, the learning curve was a little bit nothing.
Yeah.
So, and I did have one person sneak into Cuba with an iPhone with lens attachments.
What?
So I'm like, okay,
They got
I
that?
was like, I'll allow it,
What?
but set your phone's camera on pro mode or manual mode.
Wow.
Stay with it that way.
Wow.
So-
You could put like upgrade this thing to make it
They have little lens attachments for your iPhones.
Is that right? Yeah, that's kind of like that's not the real. You want the real camera nose and stuff like that. When you came off your Polaroid, did you have a camera in mind that you wanted to do, or you just went to the store and got what was it, Wolf Camera? Did you go to Wolf
I remember.
Camera?
Oh, my
Did you go to
goodness.
Wolf
Oh, my God.
Camera?
Oh,
Did I?
wow,
You think y'all the only one that been in Atlanta a minute? I remember Wolf Camera.
No, actually, my step as far as cameras, like I said, went from seeing my dad with the
Polaroids.
Then I had a little pocket camera, a little 110 pocket camera with the little cartridge that you had to take.
Yes.
You had to go take to the store and wait 7 days to get developed.
Oh wow, David! Wow.
So then from that, I went to the camera where you had the little canisters. You
Yeah.
remember? You had to roll the film in.
Yeah.
From there, I think I went to the Minolta Maxim, and I'm thinking it's a point and shoot,
Yeah.
but it really wasn't. It was a DSLR. So I'm just snapping away, and nothing's coming out.
So the one that you put the film in and roll, is that the one that you look down into it that way and see the image?
That
There's
is
some of them.
Something like that,
yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah. That's not the kind.
That's not the kind you
No.
had? Okay.
But my first foray into a DSLR was a Nikon.
Okay. A Nikon?
Yeah, and I've been a Nikonian.
Okay.
And see,
People
I'm
have a
I'm a
favorite.
Canonian.
I can't, okay.
No, he's a Canaanite.
Yeah, Canon.
He's a Canaanite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there somebody that you want to take a picture of and you haven't yet?
Well, I know.
This is where
That
we
would
ask
have to
the
be
good
an
questions.
alive or dead question.
That could be. Okay, you can give me an A and B, but David, is there somebody that you'd like to take a picture of that you have not yet?
I would love to shoot Morgan Freeman.
Okay, why Morgan?
Yeah.
He's just Oh, it's just something about his whole spirit, his aura, and I think
It's his voice.
Well, but it's just something about his presence
Okay.
that I've seen on television. I've never seen him live, but something about him. I think he would be a great subject matter.
Would it be color and black and white? I see black and white.
I see black and white.
I see black and white
definitely.
The
for him.
freckles.
The
Right.
freckles.
Yeah.
The salt and pepper.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
what I was thinking too. Okay. How about for you, Demetrius?
That was a good one.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman.
That was a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah. What about you? Somebody you'd like to take a picture of and you've not done so yet.
Man.
Dead or alive, since you put that little.
Oh,
Subset.
Muhammad Ali.
Oh, really? Why?
Muhammad Ali, because just like Morgan Freeman, it's just that air he has about him.
Yeah.
He has, extremely confident,
Yeah.
but you could tell, he was at peace with himself. It's like he knew what he's capable of. He didn't need anyone to tell him. And he seemed like that type of person, like when you're in his presence, you just automatically just...
And you know, he's an excellent image. Like, we have so many images of Muhammad Ali today where he's standing over,
Yeah.
you know,
opponent.
the
Like,
opponent,
simple portrait.
you know. And then I've seen him holding Layla, right? His daughter. Like, there were images of him as a dad that were very soft. And so what image would you like to capture of him? Is it as an athlete, as a dad, as an activist, right? He was very vocal. What would you... Where would you like to get him or capture him? What mood?
Ooh.
I see an
okay.
image of him. I don't know if it's even been out there yet.
What's that?
I see a picture of him with his championship gloves
Okay.
holding a baby.
Really?
I was just, see,
So that's
See?
combining the
Yeah.
two.
See,
Combining the
yeah,
two.
in
Okay.
a gym.
In a gym.
In the gym. Matter of fact,
Yes.
In the middle of the ring.
Okay.
I think a while back I did they used to do a Jazz in the Ring, Pearl.
Yeah.
something,
Lady named Pearl, former guest. Hi, Lady named Pearl.
Hey,
Hi.
So yeah, something like that.
Okay.
It doesn't even have to be in a ring, as long as there's a ring in the picture.
Okay.
And he's just standing there. Does not have to have like any kind of
Mm-hmm.
aggressive, just at peace.
That's good. That's good. Why do you enjoy photography, David? Why do you enjoy it?
It's my calming space. It centers me.
Does it?
Yeah, like when I'm stressed out, and my sister can attest that I stress.
Hi, sis.
Yeah, you met her.
I met sis.
Yeah,
Hi,
her first
sis.
time at a
Yes.
house in the park. It gets to a point where I feel like I just need to shoot something.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
It may not be a concert,
No.
but I started off doing street photography and just candid shots. There was a time when I went to New York with some friends, and I'm just walking down Brooklyn, and I said, stop. And I shot a picture of a bike rack.
Okay.
Why are you shooting a bike rack? It just called to me.
Yeah, it was gritty. It was city. It was something. It represented something
Yeah,
at
it
the
just
time.
called to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when they saw the picture, they like, okay, now we get it.
Yeah. There are a few times that I see you and you're not working. How does that feel? So, for example, I saw you at the CeeLo Green at the Reggae in the Park,
Yeah.
and CeeLo Green was on, and you were like, "I just got here, and I don't think you
But
had your
I
camera."
had my camera.
You did.
I did. I had my camera.
Did you take pictures?
No.
Okay. How did that feel? Did you feel out of sorts, or were you all right?
I was okay. I had my camera just in case. But then you always get to a certain place, an event, you're like, just not feeling the vibe.
Okay, that's fair. You just want to be a regular person,
Yeah.
a customer, if you will.
Yeah.
For you, why do you enjoy it, Demetrius? Is it because your dad did it? Was that connection?
No, actually, when he was doing it, I didn't even like it.
Okay. And why didn't you
I was
like
more
it
into
then?
music. I was more into music.
Okay, but so you just didn't like it standing there holding his bag, holding the bags,
Yeah,
changing
I
the
was taking
lenses,
photos, but it was just never something that I saw myself
doing.
doing.
Okay.
And like I said, and I think it's to the point where he was doing it. Of course, he loved it.
Right.
But it wasn't until I found an aspect of photography that I loved, where it was like, oh, okay, I like this. All right. So, but I mean, I enjoy it mainly because I like I said, I like capturing people. Number one, having a good time. I love that freeze frame of someone cursing the DJ out or yelling or just mid dance move.
Yeah.
And
emotion.
it also tends to because people don't know this unless you went to high school with me. I was extremely introverted and shy in high school.
There's that word again. I heard it twice today.
Yes.
Still
And
am.
somehow it's like I came halfway out of my shell in the Navy.
Yes.
And then the rest is through photography. Like I meet people when I'm shooting them. You have a laugh because of the way I catch people, and it just it's helped open me up a little more as well.
Yeah.
I just told Michelle that in regards to me, I'm what's called an introvert extrovert.
Mm-hmm.
We're introverted, but we have to be an extrovert being a photographer.
I am awkward one-on-one, but if I'm in a crowd, I'm at home.
Really?
Yeah.
How so? Just because it's just people?
It's just a lot of people. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
If I'm in the crowd with a camera, I'm okay with
the right crowd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any house crowd, I'm in heaven. But get me in a room one-on-one, even someone to get along with, it's just like, okay.
Yeah, why am I
what are you
here?
talking about?
Yeah. He said, why am I here?
Yeah.
I want to talk about local, national, international. Demetrius, you, of course, done Atlanta. You've been in, I saw your pictures from the Mayor's Ball. Nice work. Very nice work. You do very nice work, Demetrius. Let me just lean in on the mic and say that. And so you've covered, so you've covered the local. Have you done more? You've done different cities. I've seen you in Chicago. I'm sure you go back to the Northeast. California, have you done? Are there cities in nationally that you want to cover and subjects that you want to cover?
I would actually love to do some work in California.
Okay.
I don't know if it would be for a client or whether it just be some personal work. Because I love the fact that, especially LA, you have the different neighborhoods.
Yes.
Nigeria,
Yeah.
Koreatown.
Yeah.
I would love to just go through each of those little areas and just capture what I see.
I've been to Oakland. I've not been to LA. Oakland has a very soulful, neo-soul,
It's
multicultural vibe in Oakland, right?
They're right across the bay from San Fran.
Yeah.
But it's
totally different vibe.
Yeah, I was over there years ago. I went over there to cover the Audacity Festival. It's like a travel festival.
Yeah.
And I love Oakland.
Yeah. So put that on the list, man. That we're manifesting that. Any place internationally? You gave us one. Anything in the UK though? I mean, you said Brazil, but is there any places in Europe that you think you'd like to cover?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sure I've been to the UK. Last time I was over there was 2005.
Okay, it's been a long time.
Yeah. London to me, I tell people, London to me is like New York with an accent.
Yeah, that's what they say about Paris.
And but there are certain parts like Manchester.
Yeah.
The part I was in is very lush greenery. The roofs of some of the houses are thatched. It's very lush over there. And then Brighton, which has that Pebble Beach and the Brighton Pier. Yeah. Areas like that, I like to think I like to get back to those areas and capture.
So you like just Afro influenced anything that represents
I love our people.
black and brown people, right? I was going to say that. And then you have an eye for women too. You want to talk a little bit about your Naturally You?
So I initially did the project in 2013, and then the exhibit in 2014, of which you were a part of course. Michelle here was a cover of the book.
I was.
Which I didn't release widely. Actually, myself and Michelle are the only two with copies of this book.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine is home. Mine is on my table right there. But I've been doing a disservice, Demetrius. I didn't show it to people when they come, but it's there. And every now and then I go and I look and I was like, that's my smile.
Yeah. So,
Thank you.
And what prompted me to do that is because when I initially moved back to Atlanta,
yes,
everybody, it seemed like the natural look wasn't quite, we're getting back to it now.
We're here.
But
You know what
back
you're
then-
talking about. You see me playing with these locks?
Well, no, back then, though, it's like everybody had to, be made up.
Yeah, we were.
And a testament to that is that, when I announced the project, I think 2 people volunteered, and then I had to pull people pushing the screen, and finally, I got up to I think around 31, 32 volunteers.
Yes.
So it's basically showing appreciation for the natural woman.
Yeah.
Hair doesn't matter. I'm focusing more on the face.
Thank you.
No makeup.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. So
No.
Naturally You is me capturing women with no makeup, regardless of skin condition, their perceived imperfections, etc. And it's showing that, everyone has their own unique beauty.
You did a beautiful job. It was so liberating, Demetrius,
thank you.
because I think that helped the women that were a part of the project and the people that loved us say, hey, I told you. I always thought you were beautiful, or open their eyes to what beauty is, right? Because it was so Europeanly defined. And so to have a black man, thank you, come and say, this is what I see through my lens. You are beautiful. Freckles, like you said, one young lady might have had skin like a disorder, slightly, just a little bit, but she was so beautiful. Yeah, it was gorgeous.
And then to add to that, to where you were saying, the way people see you.
Yeah.
That's why I set up the exhibit the way I did.
Yeah.
Where no one saw their photos until everybody saw.
That is correct. That is correct. That is correct.
Just,
and it was
see
great.
Your reactions versus everyone else's reactions.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And the fact that you captured one element of our face, whether it be our mouth or our eyes or something, and then you gave us a full shot so people could see what we look like entirely, was awesome. So that was a really, and it just really helped, because we as black women, let me say I struggled with what beauty was, and especially if you don't get it in your own community, right? Unfortunately, segregation sometimes starts within your own community, where there's unfortunately energy competing or trying to pit one complexion or tone against something else to make people feel that that's better than something else, and it's no. And so I'm so glad that we have evolved, that collectively, as a culture, as a community, we embody everybody to be beautiful. Whether you're tall, short, full-figured or not, curly hair, natural, whatever, dark skin or not. And it's beautiful. It's so liberating. And so as a black woman, when you walk through a sea of other black people and you get compliments from your own, it's really nice. It's a beautiful thing. So thank you for doing that.
No problem. And I have reintroduced it, of course.
Ooh.
So I reintroduced it, part 2, basically.
Yes.
In November of this past year, and it has expanded. So again, going along with travel. So I had 20-something women in South Africa volunteer. So that's why
Yeah.
It seemed like South Africa was my second home. I think I was back and forth to South Africa about 4 or 5 times since December. I have had volunteers from Rome, which I went to Rome to capture her, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Tanzania.
Yeah.
So I've basically been concentrating on capturing everyone overseas first.
Nice.
And I still have a load to get through here.
Wow.
So, whereas last year was 32 participants, this year it already has over 120 participants.
Nice. Wow.
So,
that's big.
looking forward to it.
That's huge. And you got us. You gonna rock with the Real Chicks Rock. We gonna we gonna do something there. Okay. So David, I wanna ask you, locally, like you've done some great work with concerts here in Atlanta. Has an opportunity been extended for you to go to different cities to capture some of these artists?
Not necessarily. I'm actually trying,
Manifesting?
I'm a manifest,
Yes,
but
sir.
right now I'm at a point where my mom is ill,
Oh, I'm sorry.
so I'm not really trying to go anywhere.
Okay. All right.
Simple fact, I'm boosted up, vaccinated, everything.
Right.
I can't take that chance.
I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. I understand. And if the conditions were different, and mom was well, right, and there was no such thing as a pandemic, is there a city that you'd like to go and do some work in?
Believe it, I would love to do Afro punk in New York.
Really?
I would
Come
love
on,
to
David.
do Afro punk in New
Yeah.
York.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? The vibe, the energy,
It
the
reminds
people.
me so much of house.
Really?
Now,
Okay, we're gonna have to get together because you know they have Afro punk in South Africa too.
do they?
Yes.
Getting back to one of the questions.
Yes.
you asked yourself,
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to South Africa.
Yes.
I wanted to go to Africa. My perspective is I want to do a photo safari.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Mr. Catching the Zebra walking down the street guy.
Every year I have my
See.
own safari at Zoo Atlanta,
Yeah.
but you can't tell us at a zoo.
Stay tuned.
Wow.
We gotta talk.
Hint.
You
Stay
guys serve
tuned.
too. You know, they say, let me lean in on the mic. They say for the people first time watching, when I bring the people together, sometimes they know each other, they don't know each other, but then there's magic when they get on
I have
the show.
seen him. I've
Yeah,
seen his work.
but-
and
yeah.
I think the first time we actually worked together was with Jensen Atwood.
Yeah.
His video
Yeah.
shoot.
Yep.
And
Now you're gonna do some more. You're gonna work some more together and collaborate. And I'm gonna see like the photographers retreat, and David will be there. Like I'm gonna see that. So that's some good stuff.
it's always great to see him on stage when we're together at a house in the park.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's great to see. They're a little bit more stringent this year, but still,
Were
it was
they?
great. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe because of
I mean,
the
it's good
stage
and well,
and
no, it's
everything.
good and bad because usually, I mean, you get 50 people up on stage.
There wasn't that this year.
But remember, if Ramon said when he interviewed with you, he said he has his photographers. He said there may be one that we will allow up there.
Yeah.
I'm the one.
You're the one.
I'm the one.
You and Crooms and Earl Marshall, Ghost Camp 7, and yourself. I think those are the 4 that he allows up there. You know, and then they're just kind. Then they got the amateur people that come up there for a
But
minute.
you're a sponsor, so you are.
Yay!
there you
Thank
go.
you.
There
But
you
you
go.
know, the amateurs, we come up there, and I try to respect the space. And there was a lot of things going on, wire management, new stage, and everything. I just need a quick picture with a DJ, bing, and then one of the crowd, because it's something about. Come on, gentlemen, come on, keep it 100.
That view from the stage.
It's something about you gentlemen having the ability to have these cameras and look out and see a sea
of people.
of beautiful people.
Just
It's amazing.
Like 2019 when I was up on stage for the first time.
Hmm.
10,000 people doing the electric slide from seeing it from the stage.
Yeah,
It's
and they
something.
started it again this year.
I saw-
too.
I saw a little bit. I saw a little pocket. I saw a little pocket. I saw a little pocket. I saw a little pocket of that happening. But it's just it's and I tell people, you know, I'm really a huge fan for House in the Park because of the beauty of it. Right, and and you gentlemen, Crooms too, Errol, and even the novice people that's got the Samsungs and the LGs and the iPhones, everybody that's taking pictures and videos, it is awesome.
Yeah.
The people that you capture and see, and everybody's getting their life and the enjoyment, and you guys have the ability. It's like you time it. You know, that's where I feel like you guys are skilled.
I know what you're about to say.
of the Lord. Come on, Demetrius. Come on and say something.
Look,
Say something.
Well, no,
is it what
it's-
you posted
Come
on your
on,
page?
say something.
Well, that and because did you see the disclaimer that I posted on the House in the Park page?
What did you say?
Okay.
About-
Well,
I
just
probably saw it, but what did you say?
So I can't remember the direct quote, but I basically said that I am not in the business of taking pictures for people who ask for the pictures at
Yes,
the events.
yes, yeah.
If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and getting in
Yeah,
the music,
yeah,
more likely than not, you're going to end up in front of my camera.
yeah.
But another thing, I always think house music events, especially, I think it almost takes a photographer who is familiar with and loves house music because you get to know when something's about to happen.
Yeah, when it's about to pop.
That one beat
Yeah.
hit and
Look, there was an incident at House and Music where Ramon was playing.
Yes.
And the music was built. So I had my camera. I was shooting him.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was actually videoing him.
Mm.
Then the music was getting. I just went to the crowd. They went
Yep.
in.
Yep.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It went crazy. Yeah. It's something about it. The magic of that is incredible. You guys, let me ask you, Demetrius, because you said when you started, you was really videos?
Yeah, I started
type
in the
stuff?
days of film. So as part of the reason I use Canon is I basically learned it's been Canon my whole life. So my dad had Canon cameras. He also had the medium format cameras. So like Yashika's, the ones you were talking about.
Yeah, the ones you look down. Yeah, my family had those.
So yeah, I pretty much learned off of those, and then when the digital world
Game.
come upon us, that was a little bit of a learning curve because I'm like, okay, this all I do is press the button and that's it. And then I discovered, I can adjust, and so
Everybody wants to go in that program mode.
Yeah.
but yeah.
It's not until you go into that manual mode where you have to adjust your aperture, your shutter speed, everything.
Yeah.
ISO.
He talking camera talk, y'all. Look at
Yeah,
y'all.
so I mean,
Photography
basically,
talk.
okay, I will say this:
Photography talk. All right.
on my
now.
retreats. So this past one,
Yes.
I had a young lady. I almost consider her my daughter. I dated her mom years ago. So she had a camera that she purchased especially for the retreat, and I was telling her, play around with manual. I mean, you get comfortable with that. I know a lot of people, including myself, on rare occasions, if I'm street shooting, aperture priority mode. So you set one setting, and then the camera kind of adjusts to that one particular setting. But more often than not, I still love to keep it a manual. I will just dial up and down whatever I need to do. But sorry, I didn't mean that.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. Because what I was going to ask you is, do you want to get into more production and videography and doing videos and film? Do you want to get into that?
You know what? I think that might be the natural progression, because I remember it was years ago, somebody was like, man, videos, where is that now? It's like the stills about to be obsolete, which they won't.
No.
Stills will never be
As long
obsolete.
as there's people, right? You
Yeah.
still always have to.
But I have found that I'm enjoying. I don't have like a video camera, so to speak, although our cameras can shoot video just as good as most, But I've been playing around with my GoPro quite a bit. Even this phone here with video.
Yeah.
And capture some really good stuff. So,
Awesome.
just learning how to edit it down, that's a whole different animal.
That's a
than
whole
editing
thing.
photos. So,
Yeah.
I might eventually, I think stills will always be my first love.
Right.
Yeah.
You can do the Naturally You as a documentary.
Well, there's a lot that I shot video, even
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you got clips. So I'm just putting that out there. David, how about for you? Do you feel you want to get into maybe videos or film, or especially since you've taken the picture of the god Tyler Perry, you want to slide into his studios and do some
I
work
would
there?
love to work at the studio, but not necessarily video.
Okay.
I still want to do stills.
Stills.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna always need like still photographers for their clients. So,
Okay.
But who knows?
Who knows? What's next for you guys? I mean, you guys have a name here in Atlanta, good name, reputable photographers, people calling you for events, concerts, balls. I mean, so what would you like to see yourself doing next here in Atlanta?
I would like to eventually, God's willing, have my own studio. Even though I'm no good in studio work. I prefer it on location.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think maybe in time I would like to have my own studio.
What about you, Demetrius?
That answer changes so often.
Okay.
Because at one point, my dream was to be like a National Geographic photographer.
Wow. I could see that.
And that's still
Still
sort of
there.
out
I can
Still
see
there.
that too, yeah.
Still there.
But now I am more or less like, I really enjoy just being my own man, my own business.
Yeah.
So I think just a continued expansion of the retreats, maybe eventually teaching
Okay.
photography.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
thing.
that's pretty much.
I could see that.
I never thought that I would have a mentee,
Okay.
but it's going on 3 years now, and his skill level has blossomed.
And see, that's why I say that, because I've had several mentees, and they're like, "Why don't you just teach?" And I'm like, I know how to do it, and I'm very hands-on. I can show you, but actually sitting there and syllabus and
Well, no, it's not even like that. It's like,
that's pretty formal.
I would take him on my shoots.
yeah.
He
Like
would be-
Marcus, my assistant, that's one of my mentees.
He would hold my light stand. I said, put this here, go position over there.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, he's like, he calls me Pop. He said, Pop, I need you on a shoot with me. I'm okay, cool.
That's awesome.
And he's done well.
That's awesome. That's awesome because that is often something I talk about here in this platform because we don't look our age and we're not going to say what the number is today. Right? Nobody needs to know.
I'm proud.
I tell
proud.
people that I'm 55, but
I just turned 57.
good for you. You look good.
I'm the young buck.
Yeah, you're all right. We let you
oh.
sit at the table with the grown
Segue.
folks.
Segue. One thing, very,
On the low.
well, not on the low. It's a, you were saying what we see ourselves doing,
Yeah.
etc. Well, short term, very short term.
Okay.
I will be celebrating my 50th next year. And what I plan on doing is an exhibit / event.
Yay!
So stay tuned for that.
Awesome. I'm gonna stay tuned.
really need to talk.
We really need to talk. We really need to talk.
Yeah.
But what I appreciate you gentlemen doing is that you're bridging the gap by having mentors, or I'm sorry, having mentees, because you want to be able to translate or transfer that knowledge and that information to people. And no matter how much we go digital and stream and there's film, stills are always going to be. You got to start somewhere. You got to figure out what to look for, how to take the shot. Lighting's important. Like, people post pictures and I was like, you can't even see me. Like, there wasn't any light. Like, come on. So
Do you use light or is it all natural?
I use lighting. Well, I prefer all natural, but
Natural.
I do use lighting.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
natural used to scare me.
Really?
Why?
Oh, it used to scare me.
Why?
Maybe because I couldn't get it right.
Okay.
Because for most people, it's lighting. It's like, I don't know how to set up the light. Where do I put the light and what do
Give
I
me
set
my
it on?
strobes and I'm good.
Yeah.
So for the night pictures, especially in clubs and dark places, you guys have those flashes that flash in our eyes or like blind us, or you guys got the
Well, as far as
We just.
or you have the ones that go
La, la, la.
I was just asking
Okay,
because I'm
so-
out there getting it or whatever.
That's all right.
Ding, ding.
I'm
Okay.
adjusting my phone.
Yes.
A lot of people are like, you need to be on camera.
Oh,
There you go. Hi.
Hi, there you go.
All right, so for me, I have the same flash most other photographers would put, mounts a flash on camera.
Right.
But I refuse to point my flash forward. Because number one, if you're dancing, you don't want
Yeah.
DJs.
Yeah.
Don't want that either.
Right, right.
So I don't know if you noticed, anytime you see me photographing the club, it's always pointed straight up.
Okay.
If there's a black ceiling, there's nothing to bounce light
Yeah.
of. So it's a little,
bounce card.
Yeah.
it's called a catch light.
Yeah.
So lift that up and it bounces it forward.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll turn my flash backward and have it filtered through the card to soften it. It's
Yeah.
all kinds of ways you
So
can
it's
do it
ways
without
you can do
blinding
it,
people.
blind people, and you
Yeah.
still get that money shot. You still get the shot.
And then people don't even know I'm taking a picture.
Yeah, that's all the time with you. And then for you, David, you're always in spaces where they say flash photography is not allowed. So that goes for photographers too, right?
Yeah, so you really have to know your camera. A lot of people that's just getting started, they're scared of going to a high ISO because of the grain. I've done an ISO of 20,000 at Mabel House.
He's always got something.
I mean,
Go ahead.
there's going to be some grain, but in post-production, you can get rid of it.
Well, what they say is it's not actually the ISO that creates the grain. It's shutter speed.
Yeah. For most of my shots, I would start at a shutter speed of like I would start at 1/2000 of a second.
Yeah.
You're talking photography talk.
Depending on who it is, like when I shot Sheila E.
Oh, did he
Oh,
drop a
was that-
name?
you
He
were-
dropped
was
the
that-
name.
where was
See
that?
the name
This
dropping
was
here.
at Mabel House one
Oh,
year.
okay. I was like,
You
what
know
were
she's
you
a
doing?
drummer.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
want a fast shutter speed to catch her and
Yeah.
the drumstick.
Now, see, it's an example of different styles.
Yes, exactly.
So, with
yes,
me, as you know, I like to catch motion.
yes, you do.
So, a lot of times you'll see person will be in focus, but then you also see
The blur.
The blur.
The blur.
And then he does the bubbles shot too, the fish shot.
You mentioned that on stage.
and all that, and yeah.
But Sheila E, I captured her. She was the last miracle.
He dropping. Everybody dropping names.
So with me, I slow it down a bit because I want that stick.
Yeah,
but
I've
I
done
also
that
want
too.
that.
Yeah, I need to get
Ghost
these people
event
on my show so I
going on.
could drop some big names too. Bigger names, big names, because you guys are big too. How can people find you? How can people find you? If I wanted somebody to take my picture, I want a photographer, I have an event, what's going on? How can people find you? Demetrius, how can people find you?
All right, you can find me. My website is usphotog.com. It stands for Usual Suspects Photography LLC. So it's USPHOTOG.com.
Okay.
Facebook, Usual Suspects Photography LLC. I'll give them all three. 3 Instagram pages.
Wow.
Primary one is Suspects CEO. SUSPEX.
I know that one.
CEO. Second one is for my retreats. IAP Retreats stands for Inspire, Aspire Photography Retreats.
Nice.
So IAP Retreats, and then the third one is Project Naturally You.
Okay. Got him.
That's too much.
That's a lot. That's a lot. We're going to pause on that and say,
Yeah.
woosah. David, how about you? How can the good people find you?
Instagram.
Ah,
Done.
that's it.
As David_Slocomb, SLOCUMB_photography.
Nice.
Bam.
Nice work. This was a pleasure, gentlemen. This was a pleasure because I for one, appreciate your work. And I want to say, like I said at the beginning, I want to say thank you for all that you do coming out here, especially in these community free events. You guys just take pictures because of the love that you have for what you do, and you capture us and you make us look beautiful, and you capture the moment. And then, we get reminiscent, we go back and we look at it. And so thank you. Thank you both, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is Demetrius' second time, I should have said, because the last time I had him here with some other photographers, they was all playing with their camera right on the stand. I couldn't even get it. There was like kids in the candy store. It was wonderful. That's my time. But listen, you know what? I am celebrating, really, Real Chicks Rock is celebrating 10 years. 10 years. We've been around 10 years this October. Yes, thank you.
Longevity.
And we will be at Woodward and Park, 519 Memorial Drive, Southeast Unit B2 in Atlanta, Georgia, on October 2nd, Sunday. So check it out, Jack, my producer. I'm going to come in here and do a show.
DJ Ross Serious?
Yeah, that's DJ Ross Serious. I'm going to come in that day and do a show. I'm talking to Phyllis Iller. Yes.
She's another beast.
She's another
All right,
beast.
okay.
I saw her this week, and we broke bread, and just some of the things that she's doing just really epitomizes Black culture and really the essence of Black women. So I'm going to bring her back and give her a whole hour, talk about all the things that she's doing. So I'm going to have that. That's going to have me hyped, and then I'm going to run on down to Memorial Drive and celebrate 10 years. Tickets are on sale now on Eventbrite. That's right. I know all of y'all that was rocking with me at the coffee shop. He's like, why isn't it free? Because, if you want something nice, you're going to have to pay for it. I'm sorry. I got to pay for DJs. I got a photographer. None of these two nice gentlemen, by the way. I have somebody else that's going to be taking pictures. I want you guys to come and enjoy. But yes, tickets are on sale now. Early bird tickets are moving fast. So please do yourself a solid and go out there and get those tickets. I would love to see you. We'll be selling a few T-shirts and things like that, right? And when you get there, and maybe some people in politics might pop through. I don't know. We'll see what's happening. But we're just excited to be here for 10 years, and we could not do any of this without you. So thank you so much in advance for celebrating with us. So that's my time. I'm Real Chicks Rock. I'm everywhere. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Real Chicks Rock. Go check out the website, subscribe, like us on YouTube channel. Let me leave you with this. May you live to be 100, and I live to be 100 minus a day, so I never know that beautiful people like yourself have passed away. Until next time, be well, take care, and continue to rock on.